Now they'll move it to Axe. Look in the middle, don't score. The roommates. Bridge to Orlando.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Edvative Learning. If you are an education major or anyone considering a career in teaching, you won't want to miss this. Edvative Learning is an innovative educational consulting company that is revolutionizing the way aspiring teachers prepare for their careers. As a proud sponsor of the Lax Lounge podcast and Cabrini lacrosse, Edvative is here to help you take your teaching aspirations to new heights. Edvative offers a comprehensive one-on-one coaching program tailored specifically for those interested in entering the teaching profession. With Edvative's coaching program, you'll receive personalized guidance and support to help you succeed in your career. They provide mock interviews, guided job searches, resume optimization, and much more. Their team of experienced educators and career coaches will equip you with the skills and knowledge needed to excel in the competitive world of teaching. One of the most incredible aspects of Edvative's coaching program is their guarantee. Yes, you heard it right. They guarantee at least one job offer within the first 3 months of coaching. That's an amazing opportunity you don't want to miss. For just $250 per month, Edvative guarantees that you will receive at least one job offer. Imagine the peace of mind knowing that your investment in coaching will lead to tangible results. It's an offer you can't afford to pass up. So whether you're a current education major, a recent graduate, or someone looking to make a career change into teaching, Edvative Learning is here to support you and guide you in every step of the way. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to secure your job as a teacher. Visit their website at www.edvative.com to learn more about their coaching program and how they can help you kickstart your teaching career. Once again, that is www.edvative.com.
Hello. And we are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back into the Lax Lounge. Coming to you live. We got Monday night. It's a Monday night right now, so Monday Night Football going on. It is the sports equinox, the greatest day in sports history for sports fans. All four of the major leagues have a game today. NHL, NBA, MLB, NFL. Greatest day for sports fan. We got a big sports fan actually joining us in the lounge. We have a guest back in the guest seat. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably noticed we're in our regular spot. I think it's time to reveal Nick. Who do we have in the lounge?
We got Mr. Gavin Lenart. Gavin, how are you, man?
It's good. Great day to be here. Great day.
We'd love to have you, first off.
Appreciate
We start the show the same way every time. And it's actually funny that I say that because we've had you on before.
Yes.
Just no one knows it. The episode that we did, we had some technical difficulties and we couldn't air it. So we are happy to have you back in the lounge.
Part two.
Part two to a never airing part one. All right, so the Fast Five, you already know the rules, but I'm going to say them again in case we've got any new listeners. Fast Five. Fast questions, simple answers, no more than a sentence.
Let's do it.
First question. Favorite color?
Favorite color, light blue.
Favorite Halloween candy?
Favorite Halloween candy, Almond Joys.
That is
very controversial.
So seasonal.
I'm a little bit lost right now.
Yeah, that's the weirdest answer ever.
All right.
You know, we'll
I'm a big coconut fan.
Understandable.
We'll do that in a second.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, Shutter Island.
Good one.
Dream vacation destination.
Oh. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. I think that's top of the list.
Most feared animal to fight?
I mean, it's got to be a polar bear or any bear.
Polar bear, okay.
Like, I know it's always I know everyone's always like, yeah, like, could you think you could take on a bear? And everyone's like, yeah. Like, no, I don't know. Like, no, I'm not beating a bear in a fight.
So I'm going to hit with the, I'm not going to say the correct answer, but the scientifically correct answer, hippopotamus. It is the most dangerous land mammal on the planet. You might think, oh, it's just a big fat thing in Africa. Yeah. Those things are fucking ferocious.
Are they fast? Can they move?
30, I think
in the
30
water.
miles per hour in the water.
Yeah. And their jaws,
30 miles per hour.
They could crush you in one.
Dude, that's terrifying. I didn't know they were that fast.
Literally. That is
nuts.
They are one of the most feared things on a safari where it's if you encounter one, yeah, they're not that violent, but if you fuck with one of their kids, you think a bear's scary? Imagine a bear with a jaw the size of your stomach.
Well, I think any animal's going to be pissed off if you start fucking with its kids. So.
Yeah. Touche.
But I do see how a hippopotamus would be an animal I wouldn't want to meet.
Bare
Face
hands.
to
I
face.
think elephant is very scary. Bare hands. You gotta fight an elephant. I think it's another one. It's not like intimidating, but imagine fighting an elephant.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Bare hands.
they were used in wars, like back in the day. Like, there's the famous story of whatever Indian ruler who stormed into India with like 1,000 elephants and took over. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Wait, so does this animal know, like, it's mano y mano, we're fighting?
Yes.
So it's in fight mode.
Yeah, like it's the most
Oh,
like
jeez.
what animal? Every animal in the world. This is the last one you want to fight. You're walking down the street. You see this animal and you just know like this is like this.
You're Noah on the ark and you have beef. And you're just like, I'm trying to fight whatever I can. What are you going to go to last?
Turn the corner, trying to get home, polar bear. Fuck. I'm dead.
I got 2 questions. How the fuck did a polar bear get in Pennsylvania? And how am I going to get around your ass?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to see a polar bear, that's for sure.
Yeah, I actually definitely not a polar bear. This was like maybe a 2-year-old black bear, but I saw one a couple years back. Very scary. He was like 20 feet, like 20 yards, I say, away from me. But it's still like,
Yeah, I always
scary.
hear those stories where people are like, yeah, like I've been from here to that TV from a polar bear, or not a polar bear, I'm an idiot, but like a bear.
Yeah.
And they're like, they don't want to hurt you. Like, it's not even that scary. And I'm like, dude, like, you're insane. It's a fucking bear.
Well, but I mean, I will say like black bears are pretty common around me, and like especially up in Canada, like you have to put locks or like bungee cords around your trash bins because black bears will just come in and go through it. And I think one time my grandma like at her house didn't put the straps on and just walked out and like found a black bear like going through her fucking trash can. Or there was another time where one was just in the backyard walking by and she was like, oh, like just by the way, like don't go outside, you know, there's a black bear out there. I'm like, the fuck? Excuse me? Like
I don't know if you guys ever seen the video of a guy where there's like his Ring doorbell and it's a bear trying to get into his car and he throws the dodgeball at it and just drills the bear right in the face.
Yeah,
I mean, I just thought of that though. That was some funny shit.
they're one of those where like they'll just, if you give them their space, you're chilling. The second you get in their way, they're like, all right, man, let's chill out.
Yeah, they remember they're a bear, and they do some damage.
Now,
Who is this human? Oh wait.
I would say a tiger, honestly.
bear.
Like, if I see a tiger, dude, I'm shitting my pants.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And any of those, obviously.
Yeah.
They're all wild animals.
now I think
Predators.
the real question that everybody is kind of on the edge of their seat waiting to hear, out of all the Halloween candies in the world, you could have said, I mean, the go-to, I was like, that's kind of a lollipop. Like, you got your Reese's, you got your Sour Patch Kids, you got Skittles, like Snickers, the Almond Joy. So I will say, I'm not an Almond Joy hater. I respect the Almond Joy. I enjoy a good Almond Joy.
Mhm.
If I reach into my Halloween bag and I pull out an Almond Joy, I'm not going to be like, yes, score, let's go. Why is
see,
Almond Joy your number one?
complete opposite. I reach into a bag, I pull out an Almond Joy. I am, yes, let's go, Almond Joy. I don't know, like, it's just, I never, like, had Almond Joys a lot, and then I finally had one, and I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing. This is the best candy I've ever had. I love almonds, I love coconut, and I love chocolate. And you just put them, all 3 of them together.
So are you a Almond Joy over a Mounds guy? Because like I prefer a Mounds because for the exact same reason, but I don't fuck with the almond. I'm a big texture guy. I don't like the almond on it.
Give me the Almond Joy.
You want the extra crunch?
Yep.
Let me guess, you're a crunchy peanut butter guy too.
Yes, I am.
That's a great
Yes,
read.
I am.
That's a great read right there.
Yes, I am.
Nick, what would your go-to candy be? Halloween. It is, spooky season. Halloween's tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Reese's, Kit Kat, Twix.
I forgot about the Kit Kat.
Yeah, Kit Kat's good, dude. They have
Kit
a lot.
Kats
They have a
are
lot of different
yummy.
kinds of Kit Kats now too. Not all of them are good, but the original Kit Kat. Mm-hmm.
I guess we're going like kind of unpopular picks. Like I'm thinking when you get back from trick-or-treating with the boys, you lay out all your Halloween candy, you're doing your counts, and then the greatest part about Halloween is when you start doing trades. So you know what? I'm not a big fan of this. Like I'll give you 3 of my Kit Kats if I can get 2 of your Snickers. That kind of stuff. You're going for the Almond Joys.
I'll give you 1 Reese's cup for all of your own choice, and they will say,
Absolutely,
yeah, sure.
So I would always stack up on the York peppermint patties. Huge York fan.
Underrated.
Huge York fan here. The crisp.
Overrated.
No. The crisp, the little pop when you have you ever broken one in your ear? I wish we had a York pepper. Don't even give me that look. That's not a. You're telling me have you ever done that?
You've never cracked a York peppermint patty in your ear?
Dude, where you just pull it apart and you hear the little pop.
No, I'm a big.
You know what I do? I take him out of the wrapper and bite him.
I'm going to go buy You've never done that.
No.
I'm going to go buy a York pepper. I want to buy one right now.
Snap it in my
Bring it
ear.
back. And I'll do it into the mic. It's the most satisfying. Look it up right now. Our viewers at home who are, I guess, unseasoned and uncultured, who don't understand the joy of a York peppermint patty. Look it up right now, the sound that it makes. Go buy one, do it, and you're like, oh my God. It's
amazing.
It's better than the sound of opening up a pop can. That little,
Pop.
I'm just gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just a big chocolate and mint. That's a no for me.
Really?
That's a hard pass.
I can definitely see that.
Mint chocolate chip, no.
Okay, not that. But
York peppermint patties,
patty,
no.
Don't they use dark chocolate?
I think they might.
Yeah, so that.
But it
that
counteracts
definitely-
because the peppermint filling is so sweet that you need the dark chocolate to go along with it.
100%.
And I think it's one of the stronger. Very controversial. I'm aware of that. I know that some people are mint people and some people aren't. I am okay with that.
I feel like that's a. You can say I'm wrong. I don't think of Halloween when I think of the York peppermint patty.
I don't either.
I think of Christmas.
Okay, I can give you that. But I feel when I look at a bag of candy, I can see the York wrapper. Just thinking right now in my head of candy laid out, I see a York peppermint patty.
If I'm trick or treating and if someone I knock on their door and they come out with a box of just York peppermint patties, I'd probably just turn around and say no thanks.
So
have a good night.
I guess you never.
Kids probably hate you. Now I'm leaving.
You've never been trick or treating at the fridge house.
That's
all we do. Is York peppermint
And apples.
and apples and oranges.
Get back out to the street. God, that house sucks.
Yeah, the York is definitely a filler piece of candy.
Yeah, okay. It's one of those that's in the party pack that you save for last.
People like it.
Yeah, there's a crowd. Hand up, I'm one of them.
Eat around it until you have to eat it, I guess.
I think that's a great way to put it. Or you eat it first so you don't ever have to see it again.
Or you just enjoy it. Yeah. That's where I'll go. Hawaii as your dream vacation destination. You've never been out to? Have you been to a tropical place?
We went to St. Martin this past summer, and obviously it was beautiful. It was one of the coolest places I've ever been. My grandparents are big travelers, so which lucky enough to have them as my grandparents, obviously. So they take us literally everywhere. We've been to Italy as a kid, so big travelers. But I just see a ton of stuff of Hawaii, and it just looks like there's literally not a single bad place in Hawaii to go. Maybe I'm not looking at the right places, but it just seems like that you could go anywhere in Hawaii and it'd just be beautiful. You'd have a great time.
They have a full beach, a full city. They have mountains. They have farms. They have everything.
Volcanoes.
And
That's dope.
Yeah.
Each island is so different. I've been to Honolulu, which is on is it the Big Island? No, Maui's the Big Island. I don't know. It's on Oahu, I think. And it is gorgeous. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We went in February. So, you got the rain and the snow and you get to go into the tropics. So it's just paradise.
We are here for one reason and one reason only. Freddie, what is that reason?
Well, we want to get to know a little bit more about our good friend here, Mr. Gavin Lenart, a.k.a. Goozy.
Goozy.
First of all, I got to say, where did that nickname come from? Did you come in with that nickname, or was that another PJ Hewitt special?
No, yeah, I came in with that nickname. That's been my nickname since as long as I could possibly remember. My mom gave it to me when I was a kid because of... She says it just came to her, but I think it's because I was super messy as a kid, and food would just ooze out of my mouth, and my name was Gavin, so Goose. Goozy, Goozer, all the
food would gooze out of your mouth.
With goose.
Yeah.
It is a good nickname, and you said it since you were a kid, so
yeah.
what's that, 20 years?
19
20
years. In, what's the date today, 30th?
Yeah, 30th.
8 days.
Damn.
Wow.
8 days, yeah.
So for our listeners, this episode will be up before Gavin's birthday.
Yep.
If you hear this, say happy birthday to Gavin.
Put a reminder in your phone right now. November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to text Gavin and say happy birthday. I don't care who you are. Find his phone number. It's probably available online. Find him on Instagram,
Twitter,
send him a DM, Twitter, whatever it is. Just make sure you wish him a happy birthday. And say, I listen to Lax Lounge. You're a cool dude.
Add him on Fortnite. Goose gets money.
Goose gets money on Fortnite. I'll get you about 5 kills into second place, but you got to do the rest.
you got to carry me to victory.
Yeah.
So, Gav, tell us a little bit about yourself. So, where are you from?
I'm from just outside of Reading, PA. A place called West Lawn, Whitfield, Wilson High School. I'm a sophomore, 19, about to be 20. Got an older brother that goes here, Mason. Defensive midi. I mean, got 2 older brothers. One just graduated from San Diego State. Is back at home working. 2 great parents. Love my parents. Great friends. Met a fuck ton of new friends here. Got a fuck ton back at home. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to appreciate. But
yeah, I think a cool thing about having you on is me and you had a connection before you even came here. Within that, Mason, your older brother, was my freshman year roommate, and that was pretty cool because I think I met you before you even committed.
Yes,
if I am correct. Because when did you commit to Cabrini?
I committed midway through my senior year. And I helped Mason move in. So
yeah. Duh.
Definitely did meet Mando. And the funny thing is, when I went to drop some stuff off to Mason, I was in your room and I saw your little mini pancake maker. That inspired me.
Don't get me started.
To get a mini waffle maker, but I used a pancake mix. We had it in a dorm. You can ask Skip. And one day we made it was 25 mini waffles.
Oh my god!
Me, Max, Connor, Skip, we all just ate them.
Yeah, I never went that far. But I got that at a Christmas Pollyanna, and it to this day might be one of the best things I've ever gotten on Christmas, just because of how much I used it.
Yeah,
I probably made over 100 mini pancakes in the dorms.
Oh my god, yeah.
So easy, dude. And I had a measuring cup that I would mix the batter in, and then just wash it out.
Because it was like perfect size. Like you get the perfect size, perfect pour. Now you just know.
I had a 2-cup dry measuring cup, and I would just mix it all up. Now I have 2 cups of pancake batter.
Yeah,
dude.
It's one of the most ubiquitous tools that you can have too. We did not have one in my freshman dorm, but seeing all the stuff that Nick can create in that thing, it's really inspiring.
Dude, you don't understand. I would go to the caf. Dude, I would literally I'd wake up at 7:30, go to the caf. Everything's fresh, right? I get there, I get the bagel. I'd go up, ask for extra bacon, get my eggs, get everything.
Yeah.
Go back to the dorm, have my bagel. I have cream cheese, syrup, bacon. I make maple bacon cream cheese and put it on that bagel. Toasted it in the pancake maker.
He's a sneaky genius.
I mean, you don't even need to explain how good it was. It just sounds.
Just creativity, man.
I'm just getting I'm taking in all the flavors right now as we speak, and it's just that sounds amazing.
Your brother probably got some good stories. I've made him some pancakes too. 100% made him pancakes.
The stuff that we would do your freshman year in the dorms, unbelievable.
Yeah, memories we made of that.
Yeah, just looking back at the stupid shit that would make the most sense at the time because you're just balling on the budget.
Yeah,
it's outstanding. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Anything that you can put in the fridge or the microwave, it'll fly. Yeah,
just no air fryers. Where'd you live freshman year? You were in what, East?
I was in Woodcrest.
Woodcrest,
boy. Yep.
And who was your roommate? So
Braden Skipper.
Yep. Hometown friend.
Yeah.
So you and Braden, do you guys know each other growing up? Was that middle school, high school? How long?
A little bit in elementary school because of lacrosse, because we both played. More so in middle school, and then more in, like, obviously we got closer and closer, and then in high school. But he actually, his birthday is 4 days after mine.
Really?
So, just older.
Yeah, we were both November guys.
So yeah, November 11th.
Yep. But yeah,
Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah, we've been friends ever since. I guess you could say middle school.
Wow. Yeah.
Started hanging out, going over to his house and stuff. So yeah.
And isn't his house like epic? Like, is he the one who has the movie theater?
Yeah, he has a dope house to say the least. Yeah, he just got his backyard redone because his dad's a landscaper.
Fire.
So yeah, they do some cool shit.
I always remember last year, a bunch of you guys would always post on your story like watching the Birds game or watching a big game just in a fucking movie theater, like a private one.
Yeah, we went back to his house for the one fight. I think it was like me, Max, Matt, QC, and Skip. He drove us all back, and we watched the fight there. And yeah,
that's awesome.
Electric.
Yeah.
So let's keep talking about yourself. Like, coming up. So you talked about growing up in West Lawn. When did you first pick up a lacrosse stick?
I first picked up a lacrosse stick. I mean, my first birthday present, like when I can remember, older, like getting older, was this pretty shitty lacrosse stick. But it was a lacrosse stick, and then I started fucking around with it. I was like, this is really fun. And then Mason broke his, and then ultimately took mine. My first birthday present.
Like a true big brother.
Took my lacrosse stick, and then my dad asked me if I wanted to start playing, and I was like, yeah. I think it was like 3rd, 4th grade. Okay. Pretty young. So yeah, I think that was my first time.
So did your oldest brother ever play, Park?
No, he was a big baseball guy. And so was I. From growing up younger, I played both until I pretty much couldn't. And then I had to make the choice, and I was like, yeah, baseball is fun, but coming from a big football background, I was like, I don't think I can play a sport where I can't hit somebody. So I'm going to go with lacrosse. Was
Mason the guy who first got your family into lacrosse, or did your parents have a previous issue with it?
Yeah, no lacrosse background until Mason played. So Mason, I guess Mason was the first one to get us into lacrosse.
So now you get me thinking, how old were you when you got this lacrosse stick as your birthday present?
I was still, maybe 9 years old, 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just a random present, just to say?
Well, we got it because a family friend, Mr. Morella, his son, Matt Morella, played lacrosse, and he knew Mason played lacrosse, and he wanted to get me into lacrosse. So for my birthday, because we were really good, close friends, he got me that lacrosse stick, and he was like, "This is gonna be your lacrosse stick. You gotta start practicing now because you're gonna play high school lacrosse." And I was like,
"It's pretty sick."
Shit, I'm gonna play high school lacrosse.
I'm a second grader. That's dope.
So that would be second grade.
I think
yeah,
so.
I was trying to figure out the ages
8, 9, second grade.
At that age, I'm just like, oh my god, high school sports. That's so cool.
Right. I remember even 3rd, 4th grade going and watching the senior rec night at Innerberg, because that was the only night game we ever had. So we had practice, and it was we get to watch the older kids tonight.
Yeah,
and then we'd watch them, and it was probably some shit lacrosse, I'm gonna be honest, but it looked really, really good.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's watching my sister, because she's 7 years older than me. So when I was 3rd through 6th grade, I was going to all of her high school contests. First 2 years, she played high school basketball, and she was on the C team. And Megan, if you're listening, no shots, but she's not good. Her team was not good, I should say. So that they were not good straight up. Yeah. I was always the man, though. I was best friends with the coach's son. The coaches loved me. I would always go out and shoot at halftime. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
That was my time to shine.
Yeah.
I'd always love going to the basketball games, the varsity ones. She did track and field, cross country. My dad and I would be at all the track meets, freezing our dicks off, but we'd always have the fucking snacks. So I was like, yo, this is awesome. Get done with school.
I can agree with that, though. The basketball. Ooh. I thought I was the man.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I thought I was literally Steph Curry.
You still are.
I thought I was if Klay Thompson and Steph Curry had an offspring, right here.
It's that guy right there.
Averaged 2 points on the season.
100%, yeah.
I sucked.
You were good for a layup.
I sucked at basketball.
That was horrible too, dude.
But I thought I was the greatest thing since Michael Jordan. Like, I thought I was going to the league. I played basketball up until 8th grade. I was going to quit after 7th grade, but Mom was like, come on, like, you got one more year in middle school. You got to play. And I was like,
no hope.
I guess you're right. Like, I guess so.
No hope in high school? Or?
No.
How was Wilson at basketball?
They were pretty fucking good. My sophomore year, they were on their way to the state playoffs. They won the first 2 rounds.
Shit.
And then COVID shut them down.
Damn.
But they got like Stevie Mitchell, who plays at Marquette right now. Evan Timochenko, who was at Mount, but I think he's somewhere else now. And then we just had like Wilson's like we're a big football school, so we just have football players playing basketball, football players playing lacrosse. So it's just like we had some big bodies just moving people.
Yeah.
And just playing basketball. And it was insane to watch. It was dope to watch.
That sounds awesome.
I will always say that I'm the most inconsistent basketball player on the planet. Like, in my actually competitive career, because I wasn't ever great. You know, good role player. I'll grab a rebound.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get a couple of assists. I'll make layups when I need to. One of the, like, highlights of my career, I think I had, like, my personal best game was like 10 or 11 points, and I was like, whoa, I got double digits. This was in 8th grade. And I just remember it was against the best team in our league, and I think we lost. It was actually my dad's school, which made it even better because, like, I knew a lot of the guys of the other team.
Yeah.
They knew that I was Mr. Fridge's son, so it was like, you know, okay, I gotta perform. Like, dropped 11 points. I had, like, one of these shots where I hit like a step back fadeaway and it was just a perfect swish. And I literally trotted back up the court like I was just on cloud 9, like I'm Dirk Nowitzki.
What's that dragging back there? Oh, that's my balls. Yep.
And then the next game I'd have like no points. So up and down, and even like at Cabrini, I was saying this with Coach DeLuca when I was shooting around with him the other day. And like last year when you guys were doing your dress rehearsal for Havoc, or like your little dance practice, which we'll get to Havoc later, this year at least. I was able to hop in on like an intramural basketball 5-on-5 game where they're just like, yo, we need an extra guy, and I'm like, cool, like I'll go hoop. Drop like 30 points. Like I just could not miss. I was doing the thing where I'd catch the ball in the corner, swipe the ground, shoot a corner 3, and run up floor. And by the time I got to midcourt, the ball would go in, and literally I was like hot as ever. Going to the next game, I think I went like, 15. It was basically all 3-pointers. So we'll say I went 16 for 21. Like great shooting percentage, unreal, playing lights out. Next game, I think I went 2 for 30. Same shots. Couldn't buy a bucket if it was on sale for Black Friday. Like it was bad. And that is the story of my basketball career now. I'm either the greatest player on the planet, or I am a liability on the court because I would take some great shots. I mean, you were hooping with us last Tuesday. Like, I'll take some good looks, and it'll either miss barely or be a perfect shot. And I could take the same shot 1,000 times. I guarantee I would be 50-50. Yeah. Exactly.
I think I would be a lot worse, though.
I say 50-50, but it would probably be a lot lower than 50. I don't think I'm in the 50-40-90 club in Meadowdale High School basketball history. So we'll just leave that there. You mentioned that you're a big football family.
Yeah.
Been playing football for a while. And like we mentioned, we did have a deleted episode where we talked with you and your current roommate, Zach Riegler, and we went on this entire football tangent. Mm-hmm. So we'll try not to make you just say the exact same stuff over and over again. But tell us a little bit about what Wilson High School football looked like and how that kind of translated to your lacrosse career.
Gotcha. Really. Yeah, so Wilson High School football for me was like a bunch of like old school coaches. We were big old school football, ground and pound, kick your face in the dirt type of team. So we just, my senior year we had, our starting running back rushed over 1,000 yards. Our quarterback rushed over 1,000 yards on the year. So we were just a big, like, we're telling you we're running the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to pick up 3 yards, and we're just going to keep doing it over and over again until you fucking roll over and quit. And then our defense was just like we're gonna blitz, we're gonna throw everything at you, and we're gonna make you never want to play the fucking sport of football again. And I think that like translated into lacrosse really well. I mean, I played offense my entire lacrosse career until I came to Cabrini, obviously, but I was a big just like downhill. I'm gonna lower my shoulder. I'm gonna start from the 49-yard line. I'm gonna run downhill. I'm gonna lower my shoulder, and I'm just gonna have my way. Like I'm going that way. Like, and you're not gonna do anything about it. So I think that's how it translated well. Just being like almost like a dickhead, like just a complete bully. Like it was just that I feel like that's how Wilson football helped me the most. Just using your advantages to your advantage, like using what you have to beat the other team.
So you said you were a running back.
Yeah.
What was, like, let's say throughout your entire high school career, what was the best game that you had? If you guys were a ground and pound team, did you ever put up like 150, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, like just some insane stats where you showed up on Monday and everybody looked at you like, holy fuck, like, did you hear what Gav did over the weekend? Sorry, did you hear what Goozy did over the weekend?
See, our starting running back's at Navy right now. One of my best friends, Jaden Jones. Appreciate everything he's done for me in my entire life. But so I played more defense. But I feel like our best all-around game where I played both offense and defense was my junior year, COVID year. We were playing Manheim Township. Mason, our starting quarterback, and one of our best wide receivers were all hurt. Like, all 3 of them hurt. And it was a junior starting at quarterback, Gannon Brubaker, another one of my best friends. Jaden starting at running back. I was playing middle linebacker at the time. And that was my first ever I had my first ever varsity touchdown that game. So it was like a 42-yard touchdown run. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But there was nobody there, obviously, so it kind of fucking sucked. But yeah, I think I had like 9 or 10 tackles that game. And it was one of those games where like all the analytic guys were like, yeah, like Wilson down 3 of their best players, they're not going to win. Like, they're taking Manheim Township minus 13.5, but like we came out there. I think Jaden ran for 236 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, and I was like, I think I had like 1 touchdown, and I think I had 60, 70 yards. And I was like, yeah, that was probably one of my better performances I think I've ever had. Along with like 10 tackles, and then Sunday rolled around, we got to film, got in there, sat down. Our linebacker coach was like sick. I think he had COVID at the time. Hopped on Zoom and was like, we need new fucking linebackers. You guys suck. And I was like, yo, I thought I fucking played amazing. So I don't know what I'm about to see, but I know I'm about to get fucking ripped. Because I thought I played great, but according to you, I played like fucking shit. But I think that was one of my better games.
So what was that film session like?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't actually me getting ripped. I mean, I did get ripped a few times, but it was more my other buddy, John Ramsey, who plays football at Ithaca now. He's a great football player. He changed to defensive end, and he was an absolute fucking stud. But he was first time playing linebacker, and he just had an off day. Like, shit happens. You have your off day, and he just had his off day that day, and he made some big mistakes, and our coach was not happy about that at all. So, but film, fine for me, especially when with the offense. I was like, oh, perfect. This is gonna boost my ego a little bit. So yeah, but that game to me, I'll definitely remember that one for sure.
That's fucking awesome.
And
you were
so,
supposed to lose that game, and you guys ended up winning.
100%.
That's
nobody had us win. Well, okay.
Those are the best wins.
We weren't like, it's not like we weren't supposed to win. Like, obviously, we're sitting there like, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill these guys.
Yeah.
We fucking hate Manheim Township. Never lost to them.
Is that your rival?
Our rival's Mifflin.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess our Lancaster Lebanon rival would be Township. We always play them in the league championship every year.
Okay.
So I played them my junior and senior year, beat them both times. Big fuck you to them, because I do not like Manheim Township. Like some of the guys there, met some of them, talked to them, whatever, play lacrosse, like they're cool. Football team, fuck them.
I think that's the best part about like high school sports rivalries, especially when you play like summer ball lacrosse.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to play with all of these guys who you see in the spring, and when you're wearing the opposing jersey, you're like, it's me against you, us versus them. Like, we don't like you.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, even to this day, like, I'll still meet people from Eastside Catholic was our big rival. And, like, you know, I'm pretty tight with a bunch of people that went to EC. But every time that football season rolls around, it's like, when it's EC game, they're like, no, I'm not talking to you. Like, maybe I'll touch on Saturday after we kick your dicks in. But, like, until then, no.
No, yeah. That's how it was with Mifflin. I think some of my best friends go to Mifflin. My cousins go there. Like a bunch of my friends now went to Mifflin, and like I still talk to most of them. I work out with most of them, but like after our first game my senior year, I hopped on an interview. I'm sure it was being played in the locker room the one day when I walked in freshman year here at Cabrini. They were just playing the interview, and I was like, nope, all right, because they were pretty comical, but I was just shitting on them. Like, I was shitting on their team, and then they were just like, dude, like, fuck you. Like, we're gonna fucking kill you. And then after the game, we lost. But after the game, it was like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you're still my friend. Like, I still, like, got a bunch of pictures, talked to them, hung out with them, I think, that literally the next day. So, like, it's like, fuck you until it's not fuck you, until it's like, yo, you're my guy. Like,
It was kind of like what DeLuca said during the alumni game, where he's like, for the next 3 hours, it is fuck them.
Yeah.
And then after this, we can be best buds. We can, you know, be united over the same cause. But, like, literally, they are in your way right now.
Yeah.
And you have to get through them. It's also interesting kind of looking at it from a coaching perspective, where, like, now when I coach some of these guys, like, especially summer ball, I do it obviously as an O-Day alum, and it's for my group. I was with the rising 8th graders, and so they're going into this year where they're going to be looking at maybe going to a private high school, and a bunch of them, it's hilarious. Like, our entire team was infiltrated by Seattle prep kids that were like diehard, like going to prep, and prep had just won the state championship this year over us for the first time ever. We'd won the last 3 official state. 3 official state, and then our COVID championship. So they'd never beat us on the big stage. Finally got us by 1 this year, and it was like the big thing where they're like, oh my gosh, we're here, we're building a dynasty. We're like, no. Like, dude, next year,
relax.
Literally, I'm like, who do you have? It's so me and Drew Snyder, who's my high school head coach, we would be talking with some of these kids, and they'd be like, yeah, like, Prep's going to be winning the next, like, 3 in a row. And I mean, when we get there, it's going to be, and we just asked, we were like, all right, so, like, who do they have returning? Because they lost this big face-off guy who was, like, the heart and soul of their team. He's now at Bates. And I'll give him credit. Like, even my senior year, when he was a sophomore, he was unreal. Just a big guy, pinch, pop, go, would run through everybody, go score a goal. And you're like, we can't do anything because we don't have the ball. So he dominated this year. It was just a huge liability for us. We're like, okay, who's going to replace him? Like, he was your juice guy. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we have, like, all these guys on offense. It's like, okay, we have this really good face-off guy. What happens if guy number 1 never gets the ball? How are you going to score? So, well, okay, what are you going to do to stop this guy who we have in our squad? What about this guy? What about this guy? Just, like, go down the list. And, I mean, the point of me saying that is I always had to kind of watch out and not – like, obviously, I want everybody to get to a day because I want us to be disgusting and win every single year. Yeah. But I kind of had to, I'd shit on my prep kids. Where I'm like, yeah, that's why you're going to prep. Like, you wouldn't fit in on O'Day. It's okay. It's okay. All boys school. It's not for everyone. And then the kids that I knew were going to O'Day. It's like, see, like, my goalie, he was guaranteed going to O'Day. I'm like, see, that's why Hank's going to O'Day. Like, he gets it. He gets it. But you gotta have to be careful about, like, not letting that rivalry seep into what you're doing in summer ball. Which it's always just a fun little thing that you get to have for the rest of your life. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm looking for a football playoff season. It's starting up here soon. Yeah. We, I believe, are the number 1 team or the number 2 team RPI ranking wise, but realistically, we're the number 1 team in the state, and we are the big favorites to take it home. And I think we got the squad to do it this year.
Oh yeah.
Roll Irish. We'll keep you guys updated as it goes. I think the final is going to be Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope that we can bring back our first state championship since 2017. We've been in the state game a lot. My question that I wanted to ask a little bit ago when we talked about the COVID season. What did your COVID season look like football-wise compared to what it looked like for lacrosse? Because I know for us, we had our football season in the spring or like winter spring where it went all the way up into the start of lacrosse season, crossed over as it usually did with basketball. And some of our football lacrosse guys like had to do both or just pick one for now. What did your guys look like, not only at Wilson, but just in PA in general? Was it kind of like a similar style, or did you guys have it completely different?
So everything started, obviously, I think it was like a month push back. I don't know. I think we started football in like September, like mid-September, and we usually start like, well, we didn't start. We were practicing, but our first game was mid-September. It's usually like August 20-something. So everything was pushed back. We only played 6 games my junior year for football, which fucking, that blew. Compared to like a normal 10-game season plus playoffs, we made six straight games. Got screwed out of playoffs that year, which is a completely different story. But translated, since we only had 6 games, we didn't like really mess around with basketball season. And then, but that year our basketball team was still really freaking good. So they were still playing, still going, doing their thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Comes lacrosse season, we had one of our attackmen who's at Ursinus now, Strobel. He was playing basketball. And our basketball coach came up to him and was like, hey, look, I know, like, basketball is your second sport. I know you're our 6th guy coming off the bench, which is kind of important, but I know lacrosse is your thing. So he was like, I'm going to give you the option to miss the first, either stop playing basketball right now and just go ahead and play lacrosse, or miss the first like 1 to 2 weeks of lacrosse and see like what happened. And we had a pretty hard-o lacrosse coach at the time. He was a retired Navy guy, big, like, the only way we win games is conditioned through 4 quarters, like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so he decided to just play. I think he played basketball for the last like week and then came back to lacrosse. And then we didn't have any, like, barely any fan. We had to give out tickets for football season. Like, each player got like 2 tickets each. So I mean, our whole family couldn't even come to games. Like, grandparents had to watch from home and shit. That was terrible. But lacrosse came around, and that's when they were starting being like more lenient with stuff, I guess you could say. Like, masks were still a thing, but there wasn't like much social distancing. So I mean, the stands were fairly packed. People would line up around the fence. I mean, buses were still the normal thing. Like, we still were able to travel places, use locker rooms, like all that stuff. So I guess you could say like it was a lot harsh during football season than it was during lacrosse season. But there wasn't much carryover, I guess.
I guess that makes sense because for you guys, the way that you explained it, you had a big gap in between football and lacrosse. And in that amount of time, like, a lot of stuff happened, especially like in the pandemic where stuff was changing every other week. Yeah. I'm looking back at my memories because when you say you started in September, I was kind of like thrown off. I was like, did I just completely misremember when we started playing football that year?
Yeah.
We had our first football game March 21st. That's when the season started or March 19th, I should say, 2021. That's when the season started for our WIAA, which Washington Intergalactic, whatever. And it was a shortened season. Like I said, I think it was maybe 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
And at the start for that first game, nobody was allowed to watch. It was just the 2 teams, the coaches, and we got special. So, as president of Digital Media Club at O'Day, that's where I got my starting as a commentator and a broadcaster. We were the only media people allowed to be in the stadium to put on the live stream and like have it broadcast to everybody at home. And that was a crazy experience because literally we're at Seattle Memorial Stadium, which is right under the Space Needle. It's gorgeous. One of the best places to play high school football, I'd argue, in the country, although the facility is kind of shit, but like, it's a great place. Unbelievable. Under the lights. I'm the only person. It's me, 4 students, and our advisor. Those are the only people in the stands. It was outrageous. unbelievable. Slowly throughout the year, they started doing the ticket system where each player got 2 or 3 tickets that they could have family members come in. So we slowly started to have a family section. Then it turned into every player could have their entire family come, but you had to be with the player. So there's no student section still, nothing. Yeah. By the time football season ended, there was like, it could get rowdy in the stands. Everybody was spaced out. They had everything. They had signs. It was a really cool atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then that went into basketball season where basketball indoors. So they had to wear their masks while playing.
Oh, yeah, that was a big thing for ours. Yeah, they had to wear a mask while playing, which was like, you could see, like, physically see, like, how, like people would stand in a corner and, like, take their mask off, and they would just, like, it's almost like a relief. It's like someone let go of a chokehold on them.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to play lacrosse with the mask on at any time?
They had those little screen things that went across, but I didn't use that.
My high school, they made us. I didn't abide. I got the plastic screen, but they gave us a cloth thing that had Velcro on it that went on the inside of our helmet, and like was like a small mask inside, like on the bars.
That's got to be
You
terrible.
couldn't. You only had one bar of vision.
That's terrible.
Think of that. That's dangerous.
Yeah. That's definitely like a huge issue.
That was more dangerous than COVID.
Yeah.
Well, what was really dangerous for us when we would, because in our fall, we had to, our coaches and I think it was like a rule, if we needed to practice, we had to be wearing masks on. Like one time we did it and a bunch of people weren't, and somebody from the city came over and was like, you guys have like 5 minutes to get masks on before we kick you off.
Yeah.
We're like, are you joking right now? So what's more dangerous about playing with a mask on is when you're in Seattle and it's pissing rain and you're trying to run and your mask gets soaked. We had like these cloth ones that our school gave us. Obviously had our logo on it and everything. Well, when it got wet, it would just turn into like a little suction thing where every time you breathed in,
you're like being waterboarded.
Yes.
Waterboarding.
Yes, that's the perfect way to describe it, because we were doing like our conditioning one day and I started going and it was like, okay, I could feel it going back and forth, kind of like you're blowing up a balloon. And you see it like start to come and then it just immediately, you breathe in and it sticks right to your mouth and you can't breathe. It was unbelievable. And
that's terrible.
I remember getting done and I'm like, we can't condition with masks on. Like, we have to take this off. Like, I'm going to die and suffocate because I'm wearing a mask that is soaking wet and trying to run in it. Thank God when we finally got to our spring season, we didn't have to wear them anymore. And, like, also the visors became more of a popular thing. But that was one of those things I'll look back on, like, how stupid was that? Like, you had to, when you were doing a physical contact sport, no matter what, you had to wear a little piece of cloth in front of your face.
Yeah,
to quote unquote protect yourself from everybody.
Ours was super dumb too because we had our facilities like our big, like our stadium. Then we have this we call it Bulldog Field, which is like an all-purpose field, and then a little grass field down here. So we're like a bunch of my friends. We went up, played, like we're doing like a little workout, whatever, on the turf, and the cop comes. It's like, yo, like you guys aren't allowed to be on here. Like this is like because of COVID, all that stuff, all the rules. Like you guys can't be here. Can't be on this field. And he said that we were allowed to be on the grass field, which is less than 25 feet away from the turf field. And I was like, does COVID just not like work on grass? Like, this is why can't we just be on the turf? And he was like, I don't know, it's just a rule. Like you can't be on the turf, but you're allowed to be on the grass. So we just moved down the grass. But it was just like, dude, like these like little stupid rules that you're just like, this makes no sense, but like I mean I have to, like I will, but it's dumb.
They took the rims off at basketball courts.
Oh yeah, that was another big one.
Did that happen around you?
Yeah, well there's a St. Ignatius Church, little private school. They filter into Berks Catholic, which is a private school around me, but there was they have two full courts right across the street, and it was mobbed. Like everybody in Berks County just would come to that court and play full court. So it was two like fairly decent rims. It was outside. It was full length court, macadam, and we would go over there. There'd be like upwards of 100 kids there. Like we're all playing basketball, like having a great time. And then we all came out one day and they had, I don't know, it was like a bar in the middle of the hoop. I mean, someone just got up with a ladder, obviously, and took the thing out, and we kept playing, and then came out the next day, and the nets like were just off, like the rims were gone.
Oh my god,
That's outrageous.
And we were like, wow, like this is nuts, like that you just did that, like that's really fucked up.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't even think they did that by us. And
No.
we were very strict about stuff. I don't know if you guys ever did a curbside hangout where like you'd pull up your car and like just sit in your trunk and like shoot the shit with your friends. Because there was a point in the beginning of our quarantine isolation where literally it was probably a month that I just hadn't seen anybody outside of my family.
Yeah.
And so we met up at our local high school. A bunch of us just came up. I think it was somebody's birthday. And we are just like, handed off presents, whatever. Just we're like sitting there in chairs outside, like, distance apart, doing our thing. A cop pulls up and he's like, all of you guys have to leave right now. Like, this is breaking social distance. You're on public property. Like, you're not allowed to do this here. Mm-hmm. And we're kind of just like, sir, like, what are we allowed to do, though? Like, we're outside. We're all spread out. And I think the biggest problem was that we were on the high school's property. So it's like it was school district and all that. Yada, yada, yada. Regardless, we're like, okay, cool. We'll leave. He goes back into his car. We all start, like, scrambling, getting out of there, whatever. Guy comes back out of his car and walks straight towards me because I did the talking for my friend group. Big fucking surprise there. It comes straight for me. Everybody else leaves. And I'm like, what are you going to tell me right here? He's like, can I have your ID real quick? And I'm like, there's no way you're about to cite me. Like, no shot. Takes my ID, runs it, whatever. He was just like checking my record or something. I don't know, making sure I wasn't a fucking convict.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad he didn't find out. Takes it, whatever. And I'm like, junior in high school. I'm still like goody two shoes. Like, the only thing I've gotten is, I don't even think I had a speeding ticket by then.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what is he doing right now? And I was all alone too, so I'm just like kind of freaking out. Like, is he gonna call my parents? Is he gonna like get me in big trouble? Because like COVID shit was legit out in Washington. Like, you didn't fuck around with those rules. Mm-hmm. Comes back, gives it back. Yeah, all right. Just make sure this is a warning. Make sure you don't do it. You're like, yes, sir. Okay, cool. Left. And I immediately texted into our group chat. And I'm like, all of you guys suck for just leaving me there.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're the one who started talking. Like, I don't know what you want us to do. But that was like the craziest encounter that we had ever had with any of the major rules that were going on. They didn't do much to like our public property to take away opportunities for you to get in.
Yeah, me and the fellas, we just stuck to our like, it was like basically our weekend activities. We just made them everyday activities for probably like 2 months, and then I started to work.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, like, it felt the worst part, in my opinion, obviously, like, people were dying, and that sucked, but like,
yeah.
But yeah, from my experience, the worst part was it was a 6-month long summer.
Yeah.
And when summer got there, it was like, fuck, like, I'm ready for school. It wasn't like, it's June, like, we just got out of school, let's go summer. It was like, now it's hot.
Yeah,
and I'm working.
Yeah.
and we're still inside.
Yeah, the big thing was we like, me and my friend group every like once for like a week and a half, 2 week span would all get back on like GTA or like Minecraft or something.
Yeah.
And we just hit that start right when COVID started. So we were up throughout the night just literally playing GTA like all night. We had literally the time of my life. Just sitting in my basement, party chat with like 16 of my friends, all playing fucking GTA or Minecraft. And we're just sitting there and we're like, like, this shouldn't be fun. Like, we're stuck inside, but we're having a blast. Because I felt like a kid again. Just playing video games, not a care about school, what's going to happen. Like, I thought I was completely safe. Just playing video games in my basement. Yeah. Eating chips, being fat.
I could avoid the bullies that had always gotten me in high school. I was safe.
It's great.
Just me and my thoughts.
It's just great.
Yeah, I would confidently say that some of my best like gaming moments, like with the boys and all that, came during COVID.
Yeah.
Like you said, like we had Minecraft worlds. We played Hell Zombies. Like we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Like it was good times.
Zombies was a big one too. Getting back on like the DLC maps.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3. Yeah, those were
Good days.
As shitty as
Great
COVID
time.
was, there was a lot of core memories that came out of that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Had to make the most out of it. You know what? Let's move away from the depressing COVID, everything about that. Start to talk about college a little bit. College
do
is
it.
a lot more fun post-COVID.
Yeah.
How has your experience at Cabrini been so far? And what I mean when I say that is like, why did you decide to come back for this year with the news that we got over the summer?
So, I mean, obviously, I had I had a very fun freshman year. I mean, I loved it. So I'm sitting like, summertime, working out, getting ready for sophomore year at Cabrini, obviously, and we get the call, whatever, coach.
Sorry, Gav.
Coach Colfer puts us on a call, and I'm just like, meeting with Colfer middle of summer. This can't be good. Cabrini closing was probably the last thing I thought it was, but he's like, obviously, like, yeah, I'm stepping down, and I was like, okay, I kind of understand that. I mean, like, taking a new job, like, obviously his kids, they're younger, blah blah blah. Like, maybe he wants them to go to EA one day. Like, I get it. I get that.
Yeah.
But then I literally go playing pickleball with my friends. I remember, were you on the Zoom call when it was literally, I think it was me, you, and Maz, and Nate was like, yo, Goose, what are you doing? I turned my camera on. I'm literally mid pickleball game. And I go to sleep that day, whatever, and I wake up and I go on Twitter, which weird thing for me to do, to just go on Twitter in the morning, right? Go on Twitter and it's like a basketball account, and it's just like Cabrini closing, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, all right, whatever. I go on Snapchat, like there's like 10, 15 messages. My friends, like teammates, they're like, yo, like, what the fuck is going on? Then we hop on the Zoom call again with Kate Corcoran, right?
No, it was just DeLuca.
It was it was just DeLuca, and then he brought Kate Corcoran in, right?
I believe that was the night that Colfer resigned.
Okay, yeah. So she bought. Okay, yeah.
Because it was Colf left the meeting.
Yeah.
Kate stepped on to be like, I know this is unprecedented, blah, blah, blah. We'll keep you guys posted on what the plan is.
We have no idea what's going on.
And
we don't know a thing.
Which I partially believe.
DeLuca, he talked to us for a second.
Yeah.
When Kate left, it was just like, yeah, I mean, don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. This is a lot. And I remember before Kate left, like, I will go down my grave saying, like, I asked her straight up, I'm like, so what's this whole Villanova stuff that we've been hearing? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I remember that.
She said straight to our face, like, we know nothing about that. Like, it's business as usual. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, but I woke up, saw all that shit, and being on, like, going on that with DeLuca, obviously Coach DeLuca, the Zoom call, everything, there wasn't a thought in my mind to transfer because, like, with the facts given on that post, like, I went back, I read the Twitter post, it was like, didn't make it seem like it was this year. Like, how we're here still, like, this year was still going to be normal. So I was like, all right, like, I'm still going to go to Cabrini for this year. And then, obviously, like, guys transferring, losing nearly half our team, getting down to, like, 30 guys. And I'm like, well, some people saw it as a top opportunity to leave it. I saw it as, like, an opportunity to play. Like, I'm look at, holy shit, like, I can play college lacrosse. Like, so I was like, not a thought in my mind. Like, my mom will always be like, so what do you think? And I'm like, I'm going to Cabrini. Like, I'm going to go to Cabrini. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm going to, and I think, honestly, it was probably one of the better decisions I made because it made me realize a lot of things, like, that I want to do with the rest of my 2 years in my life. How, like, I probably won't play lacrosse after this. Probably won't play sport. I did think about going back and trying to play football again, but I was like, if I'm not going to play lacrosse, I can't put my body through football again. But made me realize a lot, and I'm having a great time here. Great first 2 scrimmages with down in Ocean City. It was a great time. I'm having literally the time of my life playing lacrosse here right now.
Good.
I would absolutely agree. I think you hit the nail on the head with basically everything you said there. Like, this is an opportunity, and, like, kind of going through this year is showing me some of the things that I want to do in my future, like in my remaining year as a college student. And also the fact that we are having the most fun I have ever had playing the sport of lacrosse. Like, I keep saying whenever anyone asks, like, they're like, oh, so like, how's Cabrini going? Like, I know you're pretty short on numbers. I'm like, oh yeah, we are. Like, don't get me wrong.
This is fucking amazing.
Literally. Like, I played my freshman year of high school. We had, I think it was maybe 25 guys. By the end of the year, it got down to 12. It was the most miserable experience of my life. Like, I hated the sport of lacrosse in that moment. I was like, I knew if I stayed at because I went to a different school my freshman year. If I stayed at that school, I wouldn't play lacrosse. I'd just do summer ball and, like, I'd run track.
Yeah.
But, like, this year, the only thing that I want to do is continue. Like, we had the week off. I think Jerry, actually, I got to give him credit for this. We were talking this morning during left, and last week we had entirely off. Much needed, let the body recover, kind of
perfect.
Get your treatment, get back, and have that little break from the sport. Because, like, fall ball is intense.
Yeah.
Fall ball is kicking all of our asses in the best ways. And, like, now, this morning we were talking about it. It's like, okay, I am so ready to get back on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we have 2 practices this week, and it's like, okay, I'm kind of like, I'm itching for it. Like, it's time. It's time to get
back on the field, yeah.
And kind of like know that we still have stuff to work on and we have our goals. And you mentioned like our performance in Ocean City was successful, but it's not where we want to stop.
No, yeah.
So, I mean, every single day I think about it and I'm extremely happy with this decision I made as well.
I definitely think I'm not, like, I'm an okay decision maker, but, like, that decision to come back, I think I nailed that. I think I was like, yeah, this is I wanted to do this.
And you said it was immediate?
Yeah. Oh, my God, 100%. Like, I just had that feeling. I was like, why the fuck would I leave? What benefit does that do for me? Going through that whole process again, which I hated. There was only, like, 3 schools, which is, like, compared to everybody else is, like, very little to apply to, but, like, those 3 schools, boring. I'm not, like, going through the application process. Like, it's the last thing I wanted to do. Math placement test, guessed it all. Like, that's the last thing I want to do in the summer is application processes again. So I was just like, fuck that. Like, I'm going to stay.
Do you think in a, like, I don't want to say that, but, like, do you think if you did transfer, you would have played somewhere else? Or do you think you would have just been like, all right, like, I'll just go somewhere else? Like, my friends go to this school, like, maybe I'll go join them. Like, what do you think it would have been? Being that you're playing this year.
Yeah, I think I would have went somewhere to play.
Yeah.
And it probably would have been DeSales, because that was, like, I really only had, like, 3 schools where I went to visit them, which was Cabrini, DeSales, and Arcadia. So, like, it was really just those 3, and I great relationship with the DeSales coach. Like, he's a great guy. So it was like one of those 3, and I was just like, do I really even, like, do I want to go there, though? Like, do I want to? And I was like, nah, like, I can't leave. It'd be way too hard for my family to go to each game splitting between me and Mason if he stayed. Like, it'd be too hard on all that shit. So I was like, I'm staying at Cabrini. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
It's a great decision.
That's what we love to hear.
Yeah. It is great having you in the locker room. I will say that.
Kind of, how does it feel to go through this? Like, I don't know where Mason's head is with things, but how does it feel to kind of go through that together with him, where, older brother, but you're pretty close in age, so you're able to share this experience of, like, kind of the last dance to keep it with the poster that's sitting right behind you. How does it feel to go along that with, your sibling, with your brother?
Yeah, it's definitely a really cool thing. I know at first he was really wanted to play against me in college, but then when I brought up the idea of maybe going to the same school, he was like, yeah, that's sounds pretty fucking dope too. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna come to Cabrini, and he was like, fucking amazing, let's do it. And then I don't know if my decision to stay affected him at all, but I know I had more conversations with him about it than my parents did, because very closed off guy sometimes. And my parents were always like, can you can you ask him? Like, I'm pretty sure he'll talk to you rather than me. So PS4 is up in my room, so he's up there playing PS4. We're just shooting the shit. Like, yo, like, what are you thinking about doing? He was like, I don't think there's any point of me leaving. So he's like, I think I'm going to stay, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's really cool that, I mean, obviously it's cool going to the same college last year, but I feel like Last Dance, like, whatever, like, it's cool being, like, doing it with some of the guys I just met that I fucking love, but also my fucking older brother.
Yeah. That's gotta be a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Something you're going to tell the kids when you're older.
100%. 100%.
You got a picture of you guys wearing the same jersey.
Oh my god! Maybe even get approached one day for a Netflix series. You sure you want
never
me on
know.
there?
Never know.
That'd be sick too.
You have the Lenarts and you have the Mannings.
That'd be dope.
You know what we need? We need a Lenny cast. Like, instead of the Manning cast for Monday Night Football, just put you and Mace on there.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm going to go pitch that.
I'd pay money for that.
Every time the Steelers and Eagles play, give us a TV channel, and we'll go back and forth, and it'll just be like, oh, whatever, you guys still suck, blah, 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 whatever. Least knowledgeable TV show, probably, but it would be fucking hilarious. I know that for sure.
It would get the ratings. People would tune in, like, no matter what.
Just
Like,
a look inside your
100%,
relationship with your brother.
just watch this. So what bets did you put on this game? I have Josh Reynolds hitting the over. Too bad he sucks. You're going to lose a lot of money.
Wait, your favorite player is Najee Harris? You fucking blow.
That's actually why I bet the under, and I bet that he would get a season-ending injury. So,
well, it's a good thing I faded your entire parlay. Sorry, but not sorry.
I think this is a pretty good spot. Do you have anything else you want to go down?
I got nothing else, but I do have a beautiful moment of the week.
You can kick us off.
The moment of the week. You remember the moment of the week?
Is it? I'm guessing, assuming last week. I'm guessing just Monday.
I'll give you this. You can do the past 2 weeks. I have one from yesterday.
Or
Whoa.
if you want to just like foresee the future and call it a moment that'll happen this week, go crazy. Since you said it is Monday.
Got you,
it is this week.
But you will wait. You will wait.
Yeah, because I need some time.
Need some time. My moment of the week. The fellas on Team 10, if they are listening, the 2028 group, Matt and Mikey, two of my stud deep pulls. They're all studs.
Shout out.
They're all studs. Shout out to those two. They had two of the cleanest yard sales. I didn't see anybody on my team get yard saled, but I saw both of them yard sale one person on opposing teams. Matt yard saled the same kid on the team, right?
Yeah.
Last spring. Yard saled him, and then this fall, yard saled him again.
That's amazing.
And he chirped him for it. He came off the field. I'm like, that was sick. He was like, I did it to him last week, or like last season. And I was like, that's even sicker.
What is 2028 again? Is that?
They're 8th graders.
8th graders, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dogs. Yeah, so shout out Mikey. Shout out Matt. They were both gross. Moment of the week.
I got to lock in. I got to start thinking.
And all of Team 10 at that big tournament yesterday. First one of the fall, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
was the first one of the fall for my group, yes. I believe your group also played. I don't know if it was at that same tournament at a different location, but they also played this week. They did pretty well. My group went 0-3, but that's all right. Hey, we can always get better.
Grit and heart set us apart.
100%.
My moment of the week, I'm going to go to Thursday night. And our animal, we previewed it last week. I'm going to call out Halloween Havoc. It is a big event that we've been working on for a while, put on by our Cabrini SAC. Shout out to all of our SAC reps. It is literally the biggest event that we do all year. And it was the final Halloween Havoc, so it's like pretty big deal.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, we've had a lot more of our teams like perform, like basketball usually does something. We mentioned how like the freshman lacrosse players do a dance. This year, we have none of that. We don't have freshman lacrosse players. We have a basketball team, but they didn't want to dance in front of everyone, so we're like, okay, word. We don't have a dance team to do a performance. We didn't have a step team to do a performance. Cheer.
Improvised all on the fly and was great.
So we did a lot of games and competitions. It was we usually how Havoc is like a pep rally.
Yeah.
This was more kind of just like a team game night, and I'd say it also had a pep rally vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was the MC and kind of like running the show when I got there. So I got there like an hour and a half early to help with setup a little bit more, just like make sure that everything was in line. We were going to be good. And I'm a very organized person. I like to know what happens and like have a plan for stuff.
Yeah.
When I got there and I knew what the schedule was, everything broken down. I was like, okay, cool. So like, how is this going to work? Like this one game.
Mm-hmm.
And the vibe of everything was like, oh, we'll just like figure that out on the fly.
Yeah.
And I literally pulled up my computer. I'm like, absolutely not. We are not figuring this out on the fly. This is not going to be something that we just kind of like, oh, let's see what happens. Like, I'm fucking getting this shit detailed down to
like,
the
I
wire.
need to know what I'm doing.
Yes. Because otherwise I would have just, well, I already was a giant stress ball. I was joking around. Like, every time I walked into the locker room, you guys would just be, but also our costume was awesome. We're Where's Waldo for our favorite player, Hunter Waldron. Shout out. I would walk into the locker room, see all of you guys just blasting music, bouncing around, having a great time. And I just like go straight into the restroom to like just chill out for a second. Mm-hmm. And you'd all just be giving me shit. Like, I just love, obviously, just like, yeah, first on my hat. Okay, cool. Go out and like still try to crank out these details.
Yeah.
And had everything down, like, felt pretty good about stuff. We get all the teams lined up. Show starts at 8 o'clock. I say the show, like, the event starts at 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And whenever you're like leading up to a big thing that you're doing, especially for me, like, obviously you get the butterflies. It's natural. How I know that something is going to go well is it's always the first word that I say. If I can get the first word or the first sentence out clean, I'm going to be fine for however long I have to go.
Yeah.
It's always like the build up to that first, like, okay, just don't fuck up your opening line. And I remember we got started, cut the lights. I got introduced. I was supposed to have my walkout song be Cold as Ice, the one, because that was my box across, like, kind of goal song this summer. And if we get goal songs this year, I want it to be. I walk out, the music is so quiet, nobody can hear it. So I'm just like fucking walking out. Like, yeah, everyone's cheering, and then it's like it stops because I haven't gotten to mid-court, and like there's supposed to be music playing, and I'm like, yeah, like give me some noise,
Yeah.
Get out there, say the first sentence clean, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna go well.
It's gonna be a good day.
And then I was like, time to take the spotlight off myself. Let's go meet all the other teams.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was a very successful event. It was as good as it could have went for our final year. And then afterwards, I guess I'll have this added on as a honorable mention, but just me and DeLuca chilling. A couple of the soccer kids came in to play spike ball, and they're like, yo, you want to play? And I was like, fucking sure. DeLuca's pretty good, and he's like, I'm just going to warn you, like, I'm pretty competitive. I'm like, cool, like, I guess we're going to go out and beat these fucks. So I'm out there in my Where's Waldo costume playing spike ball, and me and Coach DeLuca came out with the dub. Took down a couple of soccer players. Represented.
Gotta love it.
That is a long monologue for my moment of the week.
What a moment, though.
Yeah, it's a great moment.
It was the final haunt. Shout out to everyone who helped out with Halloween Havoc and everyone who performed.
Yeah.
I believe, were you out there for Tug of War? Was that the event that you got there for?
No, but my bad. I have a bad moment of the week, and it's from Havoc.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
But I have a good moment, too.
Okay. Ooh, I love it. I love it. We have two moments. First guess.
All right. The good moment, obviously, down in Ocean City, 2-0. Saw the grandparents, the whole family. It was just a great time seeing everybody.
Shout out Mr. and Mrs. Lenart, helping out. Team mom, team dad.
the best.
But just gotta love, like, seeing the grandparents looking up in the stands. Just, no, you got your family there. It was a great time. Bad moment. Ultimate musical chairs. What was it called again? Musical chairs.
Extreme musical chairs.
Extreme musical chairs. Bringing back to the basketball story. Got to showcase some of my basketball skills. Ran down the court. Absolutely bricked a layup. Was like, oh shit. Bricked the layup again. Gave up and was like, fuck that. I lost. But yeah. That's my bad moment, not being able to bring home a Extreme Musical Chairs dub for the team.
God damn it.
I will give
Fortunately.
you a spoiler alert. Halfway through, we started breaking the event. Well, actually, from the beginning when we had a kid volunteer, which I stand with. Coach Luke and I were on the same page. I was not trying to have any of the kids in these competitions.
Yeah.
Because one, it's just a safety hazard. Like, most of the things we were doing were pretty intense. The game is called Extreme Musical Chairs. It is not normal musical chairs. Like, there is...
No.
It was extreme.
Well, I remember the one. I literally sat down in the chair, and here comes Blake, jumps over the chair and gets drilled by a basketball that almost hits me, too. And I was like, yo, like, that's insane that you just chucked a basketball at this kid for playing musical chairs.
I wasn't there, but it's also, like, I don't want to be a dick when I say this, but, like, I wouldn't want to rig it for her. Like, I'd be a dick and be like this is, I signed up to compete in this. Like, I would like to be able to
Should have
win.
waited for her to take a lap and just right into the second, right up onto the track.
So
Go get that.
Yeah, go make your lap now. How about that?
for context, this is like a 5-year-old girl. And when they walked out, we like handed her the basketball, and I was like, "This is gonna be fucking interesting. We'll see what happens."
Yeah.
Then they go and take a basketball player, and they're like, "You're gonna shoot for the kid." There was actually 2 of the kids that were out there,
Yeah.
so each got a basketball player. They just stood by the chair. Once the player made the layup and ran them the ball,
They sat down.
just sat down. It was like, boom, moving on to the next round.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I went over and talked to a bunch of the people on the side running it, and Luke comes up to me. He's like, "Make sure she wins." And I was like, I
got it.
figured. Yeah. So had to rig it. Told the guys who were like finalists, like, "Yo, by the way, like, you're not winning. Just a heads up." So,
Yeah.
And I mean, don't make it that obvious that you're throwing it, but like, you're throwing it.
Yeah.
And one of the soccer kids,
Pegs the ball off the backboard.
one of
Those
the
soccer kids didn't even shoot a layup. They just ran down, threw the ball, and walked right back up. I was like, well, all right.
one of the guys who's remaining, he like jokingly looked at her and like went like this. And I cut my mic and I turned it on. I'm like, "If you do that, I will fucking kill you." And then I said it with a smile, and he just kind of like looked at me like, "Oh my gosh." And then I popped back and I was like, "Cue the music."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun time.
Whose kids were they doing that?
I think it was Laura's. Laura Patton.
Then yeah, let her win.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
little
I got the entire stands to start like chanting her name too. So I felt
That's
pretty
great.
proud about
That's awesome.
that. Walter Payton Man of the Year, right here.
Always.
Take it on my chest. I think it is about time. You might be the first guest in history that is prepared. For the
You had a dry run at this.
I'll say
did.
I'll say second guess because I think Dill came in with a bunch of ideas that he wanted
That
for
was-
his draft.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
I
was
gotta
gonna
give him
say,
credit.
Dill for his movies. He had the whole list he was prepared with. That was pretty crazy.
I only got a list of like 10, so hopefully.
But
hopefully
he's
you guys
got
have
an
different-
idea.
But wait, let's hear some of your draft ideas.
So it started with. I forget what it started with. So
I mean, technically, jokes was our first
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
when we were
top
shooting the
5
shit. We were like
jokes.
types of jokes.
that would have been a good one. That would have been funny, but
The more
I
that-
would have ran out.
The
of
more that we
jokes.
talked about it, the more it was like, okay, this could be good. But like you said, we just run out of
Yeah.
ideas.
So we're doing top 5 TV series. Could be
Love
on
it.
normal TV, like a Netflix series, whatever.
Awesome.
I like it.
You start?
There is one rule. You start, and then we'll do our rock, paper, scissors to figure out who's next.
I haven't won in over a month.
With the number 1 pick in the 2023 Gavin Lenart podcast draft, Gavin Lenart goes with Blue Mountain State
Oh,
with the
yeah.
number 1 pick.
Great Netflix show right there.
Amazing.
Outstanding. That is, you did kind of preface this when we were off the mic that you would take that number 1 overall.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you stuck with it because I don't think that would have lasted very long.
No, yeah.
It's very high up on my
It's
list.
definitely if you're like that type of humor, you'd love that type of show.
It's also cool, like when you're an athlete, you just kind of see it from a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
perspective
yeah.
because you're like, I see some of these characters on my team.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, great selection there.
Alrighty, time to kick your ass.
I will say one of the funnier moments of the week that has to go as an honorable mention in our team meeting on Friday. We were going over our Ocean City stuff that went good, stuff that went bad. We both raised our hand, and DeLuca called on us. He's like, we're going to go to the Lax Lounge. Like, you guys decide who goes first. I was just like, you know what? Okay, cool. I'm going to defer it to Nick. Nick immediately turns to me and goes rock, paper, scissors, like ready for it. Luke goes like, Fridge, you're a good guy. Nick, you're a dick for that.
And I was like, you just don't get it.
And then immediately I was like, missed opportunity to shout out this segment of the Lax Lounge. But all right, let's see if I can keep playing. Streak alive.
I always get the first.
Fist in the camera. Pause.
Rock, paper. Wait, I'm looking at my camera. My camera's a second delayed. I just gotta look real time, but keep it in the frame. Here we go.
I just wanted to keep that pause in there.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Always win the first.
Always wins the first. Come back.
See if I win the second. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Bang. 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 Breaking bad.
Sometimes you have to let the kids win.
Hold on, let me write that down. Mando's going with Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. You're writing all of ours down?
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
I just want to remember, so
Young
I don't. Or maybe I'll just, if it's on my list, I'll just take it off.
Have you ever thought about working for the Lax Lounge as our IT guy?
Well, I did not have Breaking Bad on my list because I have never watched it.
That's okay.
I can't say that I've watched it either.
I didn't watch it till last year.
I didn't want to say that in hopes that people would be like, "Oh my god, what the hell? You didn't watch Breaking Bad?" Like, no, I haven't watched Breaking Bad.
And that's okay. I think that's one of those like tough ones for our generation to get on because I feel like it ended like right. The series is over
right as we got into teenage years.
Yeah. So like it's a little outdated for us, and it's pretty intense if you're like younger than that. So
yeah, great show though.
Yeah. For my first pick, I'm gonna go back to Netflix, and this one has a special place this weekend because we were talking about it all the time. How we wanted to go on a marathon and watch all 4 of these seasons, and hopefully there's gonna be a 5th soon. I'm going with Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was a little nervous.
I thought you were going to pick something else.
He was a little nervous.
I completely forgot about Stranger Things, and I fucking love Stranger Things.
Yeah,
isn't the new season coming out soon-ish?
I think it's going to be pretty soon. But it is an amazing show, especially like...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I like it because it's 100%. Kind of on that, like, it's not... I'm a big horror fan, and I wouldn't call it horror, but it's like right on that edge.
It's a thriller.
Yeah, that's it. It's a thriller. And,
but like also a comedy at the same time.
And just great writing. Like it's just such a well put together show. And I love all the characters. Like you said, it is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So Stranger Things. It's gonna be your number 1.
So for my number 2, which I thought you were gonna take,
Ooh.
Based on when you said big thing this week. Obviously, very sad. Matthew Perry passed away, which, if anybody knows, I'm a big fan of Friends. Like I started watching and I was like, yeah, this is a great show. I love this show. So I'm going to take Friends number 2. And I don't know if I can watch it the same anymore as I used to. It's going to be hard to watch, but rest in peace, Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing, but I'm taking Friends at number 2.
It's a great pick.
Great show.
It's a
great show.
Rip.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was Saturday, I think, when that broke.
Yeah.
And we were all like sitting there, and I think I came across it on my phone where I was like, it said Matthew Perry in 2023, like as the last day, and I was like, no fucking way.
I saw it on a private story.
So tragic.
And I was like, someone said rest in peace, Chandler Bing, and I was like, what? And then I went on Instagram, it was the first thing I saw, and I was like, no, like that, fuck.
Yeah.
But that's the first... I saw an Instagram comment say that's the first, like, not, like, famous person to die in a long time that wasn't, like, a body-related issue. Like, wasn't, like, a heart attack or something crazy like that.
It was like a tragic death.
Yeah. Well, so we know as of right now. I know there's a lot
I thought
of
it
shit
said
coming
it
out.
was cardiac arrest and he ended up drowning from it. That's what the initial report
I just
was.
heard he literally just drowned.
I think it was...
nuts.
It was something... He drowned because of something else.
Yes.
Like he lost consciousness and then drowned.
Tragic.
But
rest in power.
Friends number 2. Yep.
Yeah. With my number 2, I'm gonna go with The Office.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes, Michael Scott.
Letting that one slip to the
They didn't have that on my
Albert.
list, but I completely forgot. But that's a great pick.
The Dwight Schrute.
The Dwight Schrute.
Bears
Great.
Battlestar.
Scranton, PA.
Scranton, PA. Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out Johnny Scabella and the Mary Whittle Cross team.
Shout out. No free shout out.
No free shout out. Definitely not to Marywood.
Yeah, definitely not like not the lacrosse team.
The university, sure, whatever.
They're not in debt, so
Yeah, that's also true.
doing something right.
If anybody knows me, you know this had to be taken. And I got to take it before Nick steals it from me. I got to go with Survivor. Survivor is my all-time favorite show.
It's a good one.
That
It's a good one.
It could be. I think it's the best reality TV show. Obviously, like I've been
Reality TV. I'm a big reality. Like Love Island. Too Hot to Handle.
Yo, so we went on a big. I think it was Too Hot to Handle kick this summer.
Oh yeah.
Or we got into oh my gosh, it was a Netflix show.
It's a good one.
I think Perfect Match.
Yep. I've
That
seen
one
that before.
was.
Yeah.
It started out as like we watched the first episode and we're like, this is so dumb. Like, what do we do?
Then you get
we got
so
really
invested,
into
and
it.
you're just like, damn, like why?
We binged that entire season
It's terrible.
in like 3 days, and it was funny because our friend's mom kept like coming in, and she'd be like, "Are you still watching that stupid show?" And we're like, "Well, okay, it's getting really good because like this person has beef with them, but they're trying to hook up with this." Oh my gosh!
Like, yeah, my mom would walk in my room during the summer, and she'd be like, "Are you gonna do something? You've just been watching Too Hot to Handle all day." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this for the rest of the day."
But like, you don't understand because Georgia is having beef with Matt.
Yeah, and you don't get it, Mom. You just don't get it.
You just gotta tune in. But yeah,
I was never into that.
Survivor US. I guess I have to be specific because there is other survivors and they're not as good.
Okay, this is tough.
This is.
I got my list cultivated, and I know that no one's taking my next 3. So
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Because I feel like you would like this show that I'm about to take at 3.
That's cool.
For my third pick, another controversial one because of what just happened with one of the actors. Not a death, but got arrested. I'm going with That 70s Show.
Ooh,
It's a good show. That actually did cross my mind when you brought up Friends, because I was thinking like Friends, Office, 70s Show,
Yeah,
like trying to think of
70s
that
Show was
sitcom realm.
One of the greatest shows I think I've ever
It is
watched.
a good show.
It was a good one.
Young Mila Kunis, young Ashton Kutcher,
Yeah.
Red Foreman never ages.
David, I forgot how you say his name. Master or something. He just
is he the one that
just got arrested.
sexual assault?
Yeah. They took it off of Netflix though, and I was really pissed off. Like me and my friend Evan Williams literally just quote that show constantly, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Good show. It's a good pick. For my number 3, taking one. This is also on Netflix, not made by Netflix, but you can find it on Netflix. The Walking Dead.
Okay,
Now-
I never got into
no.
Walking Dead, but
Before I finish this, I pass off the fridge. I am only taking The Walking Dead seasons 1 through 6.
okay.
I mean, I don't watch it, so I don't
If
don't see the
anybody- if any-
reasoning behind it, but I can assume it's something good.
After I think it's like episode 8 of season 6, it's just like, like what are you doing? Then I
They're
think
just kind of dragging it.
season 8 they kill off Rick. Maybe it's season 9, I forget, but it's one of those.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, what the hell? I was just gonna go home and watch however many seasons there are.
Iron Man dies too. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, just small things, but yeah, they kill off our main character. It it started off like the comic book. Like, I don't know if like the origin, but like the comic book was made, and they made the movie, or they made the show, and then like they didn't make enough of the comics, so they had to start making the comics with it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, what can we do now? And it's like,
You're just like starting to like kind of drag it, and you're just like,
yeah. Negan was sick. I thought he was a really, really cool character, but like just as a series, it was its best 1 through 6.
Right?
And
Aren't they? I keep seeing stuff how they're doing like little spin-offs about just specific characters, right?
that's pretty cool. Well, that would
I
be
think I
interesting.
saw one how it's like literally just focusing on one guy, like after something, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, sure.
I think I saw. I could be completely wrong.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I like I said, I haven't watched it. I think I stopped watching it. Like literally, the last episode I watched was Rick dying.
Yeah,
and I was like,
no point in me watching
Why would
anymore.
I-
I mean,
you start the show off and
No
you're
more.
living this guy's life. Anyway,
what's that meme? No. Where's Rick? Where's Rick?
I think following up with that, my number 3, I like how Gavin went with That 70s Show. I'm going to kick it back to something a little more old school too. This one kind of goes with, my growing up. I would always watch this show. I don't know why. Full House.
Oh, that was just on my list, but I just deleted it because I figured I probably won't take it. But I did watch that growing up. Great show.
We were talking about obviously after the whole Matthew Perry thing, we talked about Bob Saget.
Yeah,
and how, like,
that was a sad one too.
Exactly. And it just brought me back. I saw a photo of a couple of the stars like reuniting, and it's crazy to see the twins, how grown up they are.
Oh yeah,
Unbelievable. But Full House, that's a classic. Gotta have that one.
Full House or Fuller House?
Full House. That's the only right answer.
The only right answer.
Whatever happened to the No, I was just saying.
Yeah, when you said thinking about my childhood, all of Disney Channel went through my head, like every single show that I could think of growing up.
Yeah,
but they're not making my list. Sorry, Disney. You're not all time.
Number 4. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but my family was big on it and got me big on it. I'm going with Ted Lasso.
That's a good one.
That you may
Great show.
You may have just got my mom's vote. She's been trying to get me to watch Ted Lasso for, I want to say, 3 years.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 years. And I'm just not a big TV show guy. Like, sit down and binge out an entire series.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't do that. Like, I'd rather throw on a sports game and, like, chill.
I did, in fact, binge Ted Lasso.
And I've heard it's really good. And everybody has told me that I really like it.
I might rewatch it now that I just brought that up, honestly.
I just haven't found the time where I'm going to sit down and be like, I'm going to watch this. Yeah. And I guarantee, like, if I start, I will, like, get the hook and be locked in. But I just haven't been able to start it.
Based upon my list, I'm going to have 3 honorable mentions.
Wow.
I just actually bumped my number 5 to my honorable mention list because I had to add another one.
Is it this one?
Probably not.
Okay.
Well, what is your number 4?
Number 4.
I think if you stare longer, it'll make this less awkward.
Just waiting.
For what?
You just say your number 4.
He literally just
Ted Lasso. Oh my God damn.
I was so confused. I was like, wait.
What's going on? I was like, at least when I start losing it, I just start going insane where I'm like, holy fuck, I don't know what I'm going to say. I have to just start randomly talking about something until it pops into my head.
Yeah, and
he's actually
Ted Lasso.
No, because then you said, like, it could be this one. And I was like, you have one. Anyways, I think I'd have to assume both of you guys have watched this show before. It's a very, very good show. And it's not something you think of when you, like, it's not like a sitcom or anything like that. Mythbusters.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I have watched. Big Mythbusters fan.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Everything. Like, shit you wouldn't even think of. Like, let's see if it's a myth or not. And they do it, and it's like, shit.
They get you because of the curiosity factor of, like, I have thought about this.
Yes.
Like the Titanic episode, like, could Jack and Rose have fit on that table and the door?
Yeah, they bring up like those like topics that are like, wait, that's weird, but like I'm just like I have thought about that and I want to know the answer to that.
And like the shit they build, like Adam Savage, he has his like I forget what he calls them, his builds on YouTube, but like some of them are like 45 minutes, and it's like he takes 2 weeks out of his time, but he builds this super cool, like he built a goddamn, like a Nerf gun that shot like Nerf, like his own Nerf bullets at like 500 FPS. And I was like, holy fuck.
He was like the first. You guys know who Mark Rober is?
Mark Rober.
He's a YouTuber who's like ex-NASA engineer. He just builds crazy shit. Kind of does the
I feel like I have heard of him.
He's done myth-busting thing too, where it's like, oh, have you ever wondered, like, if you could... I can't even think of one of the topics of his video. But, like, great guy. Love him. Another episode of Mythbusters that I liked was when they did the pennies falling from the Empire State Building. Because that one, I'm like, I could see where that, like, spreads and, like, low-key could be true. Because, like, Empire State Building's pretty fucking tall. But then you get into, like, terminal velocity and actually, like, some actual science stuff. And you're like, no.
You can only fall so fast, so hard.
Yes. Yeah. And once it reaches that peak speed, I forget what we... Like,
what was the final result on that?
No.
It's not going through your body.
It will not. You will not die.
It's gonna hurt.
It will hurt like a bitch.
You'll feel it.
You will not die.
It is a piece of copper-plated metal.
I do truly believe if it was put up like flat, like not flat, like if there was no air resisting it on the way down and it hit a baby with a non-formed skull, that's That's
Yeah, like fresh out of the womb.
That's a kill.
Maybe. Confirmed kill.
Dude, that just
grab the tag.
I remember me from. Were any of you there after box when we were eating bagels in the Hall of Fame room, and we were talking to Coach DeLuca about like, you might need to go.
Yeah, probably. Let's just save that for after.
Yeah.
Anyways,
my number 4. I am going to take this one to a show. Ironically, I said I'm not a big show guy, but I got into this show not recently. I think it was over the summer. And I fell in love, and I could not get enough of it. Had to watch it all the way through. Going with The Boys from Amazon Prime.
Okay. My older brother was big on that. So I
Same
never
here.
got into it, though.
Here.
Oh, it's so good.
I have seen, like, clips on, like, Instagram about it. And I heard people, like, come up to me and say, like, you have, like, my friends are like, that's, like, the humor we use. And I feel like that, like, it would be funny if I watched it. So maybe I will have to. Maybe I'll have to go check that out.
Highly recommend.
I've never heard a bad thing about it,
No, yeah.
but I still haven't like sat down and like really tried to watch it.
I have to shout out Wyatt Haney for putting me onto that, because we actually watched it my freshman year, like the first 2 episodes or something, and it is the greatest first episode of all time, because or the best like hook of a series where you start and immediately just like something chaotic happens. You're like, I have to see where this is going. Like it fucking punches you in the mouth.
Yeah.
And it is outstanding. So The Boys, number 4.
It's a good pick.
All right, this was a tough number 5. Because there's a lot. I said I would have 3, but I think I now have 5.
Holy shit!
But I'm gonna go with South Park.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very good
I'm
one.
gonna go with South Park. It's
a
number
good one.
5. I just started watching it more and more recently, and it's just one of the funniest shows I think.
They
I've ever
get
heard.
away with everything.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. We have Butters, you know.
Suck my balls, cat.
Hey, guy.
Oh, hey. That's a good pick. I don't think was that the first animated show?
I believe so. Yeah.
I've been trying to avoid because I didn't want to get into the cartoon realm, but that is
I
not a
understand.
cartoon.
I have a lot
No.
of cartoons on here though.
So hey, that's okay.
I'm keeping those for my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I think.
I guess I just added
those
one to
now.
my honorable. That's a cartoon. It's not a cartoon. It's like South Park. Everybody knows what it is already.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to take it here though, so you're on the edge of your seat.
They're yellow. Anyways, my number 5. I think if you haven't watched this show, it's a show you should watch. And I think now being a 21-year-old, and when I watch it, I'm like, wow, like super relatable. Like just like super small things, and it really is within the name, Modern Family. It is.
That's a
I
good
wish
one.
I put it at 1
Yeah,
to
that's a
show
good
its
one.
like true value, because it is that good of a show.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a great show.
It's awesome. Watch it from the first to the last season, and you will really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
I think you might be the one who just crushed this draft. You have a sneaky, not even sneaky, you just have a really, really good team.
And like my honorable mention, like my number 1 hits every parent's heart and everything. So I'll let you go before I give out my honorable.
Even with the honorable mentions, you might cream me. I'm going to go with Big Bang Theory.
It's a good one.
I think
Sheldon.
so I'll say my honorable mention would have been Young Sheldon, which debatably I prefer Young Sheldon low key because I just think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I just love the show, but you can't disrespect Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Like
It's a good
you
show. I
wouldn't
agree
have
with
Young Sheldon without Big Bang Theory.
Correct.
So that's why I'm going to put him in that order. Big Bang Theory 5, honorable mention 1, Young Sheldon.
that. All right. To get into my honorable mentions, there is indeed 6.
That list has just been growing.
And I'm surprised that, like, I mean, I guess nobody had. I think there was only one thing that was on my list, which was Full House, that was taken. But when you bring up Mythbusters, 3 shows popped into my head right away.
Was How It's Made one of them?
No.
Okay, that's one of my.
And none of them relate to building things, which is kind of mind-blowing. Wipeout,
Okay, yeah.
America's Funny Home Videos,
Oh, I have a great tangent about that.
and Ridiculousness.
Okay.
Ridiculousness is a good one.
And then the other 2 animated ones were Family Guy and SpongeBob.
Okay.
And then the last one was Suits. I just started watching
Ooh,
Suits.
yeah.
So those were my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up America's Funniest Home Videos because in the most Denise Fridge fashion, my mother has been on AFE.
Really?
Yes, we made it. It was, I don't know how old I was. We had some of our family, or I think it was her friends from like college, high school, whatever. They were staying with us, and they had this little girl, this daughter, who was like 4 or 5 young. And we're playing in the backyard just with our dog, throwing the ball around, and she's just eating this shit up. Like, you throw the ball, the dog brings it back. Oh my God, hilarious. Entertainment for the kid. Somehow, it got to the point where the parents were like, oh, let's record this. Like, this is wholesome. This is awesome. Mom picks it up. Must have been a little bit wet on the deck because goes to throw the ball, throws it, slips, tackles the kid, falls off our deck. Pops up, girl starts crying, and she literally just looks up at the camera in front. She's like, sorry, and just clip ends. And I think when it got on, it went through the entire process, sent it in, got approved, all that. It got on the air, and the narration, it was like an honorable mention for like best fails. And the narration was, grandma not happy, nobody happy. And we all just started dying because like my mom was 40 at the time or something. Yeah. So not a grandma. But literally that's the most my mom thing ever. Got on America's Funniest Home Videos. So yeah. I don't know where the video, we don't have the video. Like I don't know where it is. I think it might be on Facebook somewhere. So I'm going to challenge my mom who's listening, find that video and send it to me. And I will put it possibly on her Instagram. That'd be great content.
That would be awesome.
It'd be awesome content. Iconic moment.
So for my my honorables, I have, like I said, I had the one that's going to touch every parent's heart. The Brady Bunch. I think it's a awesome show. Have you ever like watched the Brady Bunch?
I've only seen like a few episodes.
Dude, there was a couple, like maybe like 1 year, maybe it was 2 months. I don't know, but there was a point in my life where I watched like the Brady Bunch. Like endlessly. Like I would just throw it on. My mom's like, yeah, Brady Bunch? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I watched this when I was your age. And I'm like, yeah. Like that's why it's cool. And like it's a good show. So that's one of my honorables. Game of Thrones, I've never watched it. People say it's really good. I'll take their word for it.
Apparently a shitty ending, but
yeah, cool.
I
Dragons
as well, yeah.
Dragons are cool.
Dragons.
Yeah. Barry. I don't know if you've ever watched Barry. It's on I think it's on Max. But yeah, it's Fridge talks about what show did you say has the best opener?
The Boys.
The Boys. Barry has another like a really good opener too. Get you going. He's a hitman that wants to be an actor, but he can't.
Wait,
like,
the opening scene?
The opening scene in Barry.
I have heard about the opening scene of The Boys.
Yeah,
and that it's hilarious.
Well, no, I don't know if it's funny. It's intense.
Well, yeah, but like to me, like that would make me laugh. Like, which is why I think I would like that show.
Everybody watched the opener to The Boys, and you just remember like. Goose laughed at that.
Did you like the opening to Saving Private Ryan?
No.
No? Okay, good.
Oh, wait. I think when he is...
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. What's the opening scene again? You gotta remind...
D-Day.
Yeah,
you laughed.
Doomsday?
No, I didn't laugh. Okay, I didn't laugh, but like... I do know what opening scene he's talking about. I didn't laugh at that, but it was...
I didn't laugh, but I smiled.
Caught me wicked off guard.
Yeah.
Way off
It's a great movie. Sweet Life, both on deck and Sweet Life in the House.
That was gonna be mine.
That brings me like to a lot of like those shows, like Wizard of Waverly Place, Austin and Alley.
I had to throw one Disney in there, and if I'm gonna throw one Disney in there, that has to be it.
Yeah.
Family Feud, one of the best game shows ever made.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Such a funny and like you sit there and you're on the couch and it's like.
You play along.
It's not like Jeopardy where it's like, hey, that's a very smart question I do not know the answer to. But it's we asked 100 men and women like, what's everybody's favorite color? It's like
that's Steve Harvey, right?
What?
Yeah. Steve Harvey. Right?
Steve Harvey. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
And then
because he makes that shit funny too.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great host.
Naked grandma. Out of all of the things that you don't want to see when you walk into a house.
Nah.
How is naked grandma the first thing that you come into your mind?
He's always like, I love the ones where they say something stupid and he goes to talk about it and he's just like gives him that look, like that Steve Harvey look.
And it's just silence and the crowd erupts.
Yeah.
The last two I have How It's Made. Great show. You ever see it?
I've seen clips of it.
Great show. And America's Got Talent. because
Oh, yep.
Great show.
AGT was going to be mine.
especially when Nick Cannon hosted it.
Yes.
Tyra Banks, sorry, stopped watching the show because of you. Terry Crews, I believe, is the host now, and he makes it fun again.
Terry Crews is pretty good.
Yeah, he's a great host.
Yeah. Way better than The Voice, in my opinion.
100%.
Better than The Voice. And when you bring up, I literally just forgot his name. Wild and Out. I think a lot. Wild and
Nick
Out.
Cannon.
When you bring up Nick Cannon. That's a good show, too.
It's funny.
Fun fact, Denise has also been on AGT. No, I'm totally kidding. My biggest honorable mention that I wanted to take so bad, but it's animated, Avatar. One of the best series of all time.
That's a good one.
I feel like we brought that up before because I went on the rant about how the movie sucked. Like the live action movie. Anyways, Avatar, first honorable mention. Another one that I have to throw out there, Finding Bigfoot. That was a big one that me and my dad always ripped. Always. Because we live in Sasquatch territory.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I just thought of
yeah,
that.
100%.
All the episodes were in Washington.
Yeah.
It could be
We're
in your
in
backyard.
Washington,
It
yeah.
could be in your backyard.
Or they did an episode at it's Harrison
Walking through the woods.
Harrison Hot Springs, which is where my grandma has a trailer in BC, and it's literally like the Bigfoot capital of the Pacific Northwest. like there has been multiple sightings confirmed there. I remember there's always this mini golf place, which unfortunately shut down and it ruined my childhood. But this mini golf place had like a Bigfoot excursion where you like could go into, I think it was a tunnel or something, and like go through this entire like scavenger hunt trying to find Bigfoot. I was always petrified of that thing.
That is dope.
Because I thought Bigfoot lived in there.
Yeah.
Could have sworn it. Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet. Oh my gosh, what is it? The Turtle Man?
Turtle Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
That's a good one.
amazing. You never saw the Turtle
I've
Man?
never seen that, no.
Turtle? You never saw Turtle Man?
We would always rip
Bro, what?
Animal Planet.
I guess
River Monsters. That's another one on my list.
Good one, yeah, good one too. When you bring up Avatar and Bigfoot, made me think of Disney, because I was just there a few years ago and they had the new Avatar ride. Hands down, best ride I've ever been on in my entire life.
Wow.
Great.
How many rides have you been on?
I've been on a lot.
I've been on a lot of rides.
I like to call myself a roller coaster enthusiast. I take notes. It's like, Dave Portnoy does pizza reviews.
Yeah.
Goose does roller coaster reviews.
One ride, everybody knows the rules.
only one time around the track. But
The spin really caught me off guard, so we're gonna give that one. Yeah, it's a 7-1. 7-1. Not good, but like you might enjoy it if you have. Maybe if it's on your list.
They made me sit on the front, and I was petrified. 2 points.
But yeah, no, Mason, when we were younger and we'd go to Disney, Mason was always scared of the Mount Everest ride.
Yes.
Because it stops you, and Bigfoot, apparently.
That's a Yeti. They're different.
Okay, same thing. Whatever.
No, they're very different.
Whatever.
It's like a polar bear versus a brown bear.
Both bears.
But
Both
The
bears.
Yeti would destroy Bigfoot.
You think so?
yeah,
You ever see those corny movies?
You ever watch The Mummy?
No.
that's a great
That's a
movie.
scary Yeti.
Dude, I was gonna bring me-
You know
ever
what I'm
see
talking
those?
about?
Yeah.
You ever see those movies where it's like the Yeti movie where the plane crashes in like the middle of this big mountain? It's like the dumbest movie ever. It's like those
dinosaur.
corny, scary. Yeah, it's like whatever. But also, when you were talking about what was one of your honorable mentions before Avatar?
Avatar was my first one.
Or what were your honorable mentions again? Avatar.
Avatar, Finding Bigfoot, the Turtle Man.
Okay, yeah, Finding Bigfoot. Me and my dad would watch that, and like we would always just like shit on it because like, oh, this is so dumb. Like it's like those like ghost stories, like Paranormal Activity stories, where they're like, "Did you feel that? It's touching me." Like, what did you hear that? And you're like, "No, like you're lying. Like this is stupid." But like, you ever see The Curse of Oak Island?
Yes.
My parents, I couldn't tell
Yes.
you the last time I went into my TV.
And it
And
wasn't on.
Dude, I think they have every episode recorded.
My mom loves that show, and my dad will just sit there and be like, "This show has been going on for goddamn however many years,
That's the
and they
curse.
haven't found shit.
It's the curse.
This is so dumb. Like, why? How do you like this?
You know
like, how
that
can
it's
you
like
watch that?
I forget if it's 9 or 11 people have to die while working on it before they can find it. And there was like a 98-year-old man that was like working on it, like he was part of the crew. but like he wasn't doing work, and he just like passed away with natural causes. And like
Dude.
it's like, hey, we met our number, and it's like, but you didn't. Like no one died in that hole. So
Let's go, guys. 2 more. Just in that fucking hole.
Sacrifice.
2 more people.
And then
Get
like
in the
just
hole.
imagine like they only find like it's cursed because one, maybe there's just nothing there, or it's cursed because they buried like the most minute amount of jewelry there.
Oh my
and they
God.
find it's like, hey, we found a ruby that's worth $1 million, but we just spent $50 million on
Yeah.
all of this.
It's like, oh my God, we found this piece of wood. It's there. We know it's there. And you're
We're
just like,
getting closer.
like, dude, you found that same piece of wood like 4 fucking weeks ago.
Yeah. I remember they drained the swamp. Did you ever like watch it with your parents, or? Was
Oh
it
yeah,
just-
me and my dad would sit in the 2 recliners in the back and just shit on it while my mom was like
There you
super
go.
invested.
Yeah. See, that was the difference. My mom and dad were both. My dad was more invested than my mom. Right. He was, and I think it was partially like, yeah, these fuckers aren't ever gonna find it, but it
Oh
was
my
also
God.
like they're gonna find.
What if
they're
they do?
finding this shit.
Like,
this
what if they
episode.
do?
And I was just there, like, kind of being like you and your pops, just like they're not finding shit.
There's theoretically, like, if they do find it, then the show's over. Like, they don't.
Yeah, they're
Greatest
done
season
properly.
finale of all time.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey guys, we found it finally.
Well,
We'll do a reunion in a couple
see
of years.
you never.
Yeah.
The show's over.
But yeah, dude, like I really do wonder how much money they spent, because like they've completely tore up an island.
Oh my God.
If you look, Fridgie, did you know the show?
I know the show. I've never seen it.
They.
If you
Oak Island got fucked.
if you
Yeah.
see Oak Island from like the 90s and you see Oak Island now, it's like, what are they doing there? They building houses? No, they're searching for gold. Oh, okay.
That looks like they just stuck TNT in
Oh.
the entire island and just blew it up.
They're not digging for oil? No, they're digging for gold. Oh,
Gold.
okay.
Have
Oh,
they
that makes
found any
sense.
yet? No,
No,
unfortunately.
they found wood.
a lot of wood. Yeah, a lot of wood and concrete.
Yeah.
So-
Well, hey guys, if you find it, send us some.
Congrats,
We'll be
yeah,
happy. We'll be
congrats.
happy to talk about you guys on the show. Maybe have you on, but
We were just shitting on you, but if you want to give us some of the gold, if you do find it, that'd be amazing.
that would be pretty cool. I'd
Great.
hang it up. I
Yeah,
wouldn't pawn it or melt it or do anything with it.
yeah, same.
Another one I have to throw a shout out to Deadliest Catch.
Oh, great show.
Yep.
Takes place a lot of the boats.
Yep.
They sit in the port of Seattle, so like you can drive by and you see a bunch of the ones that go up to Alaska.
Holy shit! I saw that guy on TV.
Yeah, I think one of them was like from our area the one time, and yeah, we were always just like, hey,
Yeah, that shows cool.
Like one of the guys
That's a
on the
very
boats.
cool
or
show.
sure. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know if you meant like one of the boats.
Very cool show.
well, one of the
Indeed.
boats was named the Time Bandit, and that is where my first club team got inspiration for their name.
That's
the
pretty
Time
sick.
Bandits.
That's dope.
Shout out Deadliest Catch.
Such a good show too, because it's like so intense. You don't realize.
Because the word deadly actually like applies.
Yes.
Like, it really
100%.
definitely applies there.
They are.
in multiple ways.
Yeah,
It is not a joke fishing out there.
Megalodon could just swoop up half the ship.
I was just about to say that.
A sperm whale could just jump up and just,
Yeah.
just
And,
break it in half.
No more Time Bandit.
Last two before we go to the recap. 2 Food Network shows: Chopped, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dive. Classics.
Chopped
Good
is a
ones,
fucking
great ones,
absolute
great ones,
classics.
great ones, great ones.
Iron Chef. Also,
Yep, good one.
great show.
All right, I think it's time for the recap. Koozie, this is where you come in clutch because you wrote down all of our options, right?
Oh, I got mine here too.
I got mine.
Did you not write mine down? I thought you wrote them down the entire time.
Okay. I think I could
I
remember
think-
some of them.
I've got most of it.
Okay, so I went Blue Mountain State 1, Friends 2, That 70s Show at 3, Ted Lasso at 4, and South Park at 5.
That's a good list.
Good squad. Good squad.
I
I
have
enjoy that list.
Breaking Bad, The Office, Walking Dead, seasons 1 through 6, MythBusters, and Modern Family.
I had Stranger Things, Survivor. It's always number 3.
It is always number 3.
Always number 3.
What were 4 and
I'm trying
5?
to think.
5 was Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Full House.
Full House number 3, and 4, The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys, yeah.
Had to be number 4 because it's for the boys.
The 4 of the boys. It's a
good
solid
one.
list. That's the cool thing. It's one thing I was always nervous about when we first started doing our drafts is that like there's going to be some like lackluster drafts, but there hasn't been.
no matter what the topic, and that's why I like it, because I always bring it back to part of my take. They have the most random topics, and you get some great pick. On that note,
Good way to end it. Gavin, any final thoughts?
It was just a great time. Great being here and running it back for a part 2. Obviously, would love to come back for a part 3 if you guys do that in the future.
Look out.
Maybe.
Looking out.
Not foreshadowing, but no, yeah. Shout out whoever watches. I know my parents will probably watch this.
yes,
Definitely. I think my dad does watch most.
Huge support from the Lenarts.
Yeah. Shout out to my friends. Maybe they'll watch it. Some of them. I don't know. But yeah, great time being here. Glad to be on the pod.
Yeah, we want to thank you for coming on.
Of course.
I will say I didn't think that this would be one of those where I was talking with Nick earlier. I'm like, this one's definitely not going to hit 2 hours. We just hit the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to cut a couple things down so it'll be just under, but like still a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's always easy to shoot shit,
Yeah.
especially with a fella.
The fella. And one of our neighbors. I don't know if we brought that up.
He is a neighbor.
Right downstairs.
Right downstairs. We don't say where we're at, though. That's private.
Never.
Because we don't want.
Never.
We love our fans, but we don't want you to actually like know where the Lax Lounge is.
No
Yeah.
doxing. No doxing.
So, as you know, because you were on the show, we end the show one very special way. And it's by shouting out one very special man.
It's our favorite artist.
Jules.
Say it.
Shout out Jules.
Shout out, Jules.
Every time it gets more and more condescending, but shout out Jules.
Love you,
We
Bonds.
love you, Bonzo.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
I be up in the clouds, but I won't come down cause I be too faded. Everybody wanna walk that talk, wanna talk that talk like we made it. But they all gon' cap, swear to God I'll make the money right back. Bitches be trippin', don't know how to act. He just be singing, don't know how to rap. I really be running this shit like I'm Owen. She like a wave, I'm loving her motion. It's like I'm sipping straight up on the potion. Water be dripping, it feel like the ocean. I know that I'm different cause I'm from the other side. She's saying that she want me, girl, that's capping, girl, you lying. Everything I ever did, all I do is right. You could never say it, cause you switched up and you lie. Yeah. Had to switch up and you lie. Yeah, I be stargazing, I be up in the clouds, but I won't come down cause I be too faded. Everybody wanna walk that talk, wanna talk that talk like we made it. But they all gon' cap, swear to God I'll make the money right back. Bitches be trippin', don't know how to act.